It's a sad day.
Hello. Oh my God, it is. I didn't know who was doing it.
I didn't know either.
Saturday. It's an even Saturday because you know what it is, Matt. You know what it is. It's our final episode.
It's the 15th of. Oh, okay, yeah, right.
Oh, see what? Hello, hello. It's the final episode of our season 2 rendition of Football Talk. It's been a fantastic season. Honestly, went by faster than last year.
Oh yeah, I felt like it zoomed right on by, especially once we got to like the colder months, like November, December.
Yeah.
Like shit just kind of. Yeah. Oh,
but overall, very much so, and very much enjoyed the season. Obviously, we're gonna dive into the Super Bowl, break it down, all the storylines coming from that. Maybe get into some off-season things, what we're looking forward to next year. We're gonna look over our before the season, our divisional winners, our conference winners, and our Super Bowl winners.
Hell yeah!
And then we'll wrap this up with a nice little bow, probably with some promotional jargon like subscribe, all that fun stuff. And we'll see you guys next year. But for now, let's dive into this thing called Super Bowl 57.
Oh yeah,
the Sodfather tried to sabotage.
Yeah, there's a couple things we got to get into on this fucking game here. Chiefs at the Chiefs Eagles in the Super Bowl in Arizona. Chiefs pull it out with a 17-point fourth quarter. Squeak it out 38-35. Hell of a game. Up to the final was like minute 54 or whatever it was. Yeah. Up until then, hell of a game. I'll let you just roll into it first. Go ahead.
Overall, this is like what you want from a Super Bowl, right? Yep. It was entertaining the whole time. We'll get into Rihanna's halftime show in a little bit. It was entertaining the whole time. Both quarterbacks played fantastic.
Yeah.
Obviously, people were sliding around all over the place like there was grease on the field. Obviously,
so
apparently the field was an issue. There was one moment where the camera came above a huddle. And the field behind, I think the Eagles huddle was just chopped to shit.
Oh, jeez.
Looked like shit. Like it looked like a practice field. Like,
yeah.
What are we doing? This is a Super Bowl.
Right.
But other than that, I mean, Jalen Hurts played fantastic. I feel like he missed a couple throws. I feel like, obviously, everyone's talking about the controversial call at the end. But
yep.
I think just what it really came down to in the second half was the Chiefs beat the Eagles at their own game. They ran the ball well. They controlled most of the clock in that fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And they got it done, man. I mean, they held the Eagles to a field goal there on that one drive. That was big.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, right. I know exactly which drive you were talking about, and that wasn't me just making a statement. I actually do remember what drive you were talking about, and I was like, Eagles got to get fucking points here. And I was like,
yeah.
Well,
big that it was a field goal.
We'll take 3, but man, that should have been fucking 7 there. Yeah, there was a couple of those opportunities throughout this game for the Eagles where it's like, man, like if you could have turned that into 7 instead of 3, like this is a different game. And then the fumble too, the fumble return.
The fumble was big.
That was huge too.
That fumble doesn't happen.
Yeah.
The Hurts fumble in particular, if that doesn't happen, and they don't score off that, I don't know, because the Eagles came out, rolled. Chiefs answered, but then the Eagles rolled again, and the Chiefs couldn't quite answer, and I feel like they'd have just kept rolling.
Yep.
Big fumble. Even if they don't fumble, no guarantee the Chiefs put 6 on the board there. That was a big score. Kansas City's defense made plays when it needed to. Jalen obviously was just phenomenal. Can't say that enough. They need to look into the quarterback sneak thing, though. No team should be like 12 of 12 on a fucking quarterback sneak in the game.
Bodying them the whole time. It was like 4th and 1. All right. Like easy.
But one time Jalen got pushed so hard by his own team, he like fucking helicoptered into the end zone.
Yeah.
And like landed sideways, like, oh
yeah,
like holy fuck.
Yeah.
But obviously Miles Sanders played like shit.
He got hurt. He got hurt in the first quarter. Yeah, his ankle got hurt. He went to the locker room for like most of the first, I think like a good portion of the second, and then came back out, and he just wasn't the same after that.
Their run game was never the same, and I feel like the field had a lot to do with it.
Dude, that field, I got a comment on the field. Insane. I at first thought it was the paint. I'm like, okay, this paint's a problem, and then
that's what they were saying. Right. That's what they were saying. But
then,
the game.
Then you see guys fucking slipping on just the regular, like non-painted grass. It's like, what are we doing, man? This is the biggest game of the year, and you got people slipping and sliding.
And like this is like widely like regarded as one of the best fields in the league and has been for a long time, like for years, like since high school. This has been like since they put State Farm Stadium in.
Yeah.
The fact that they could wheel the grass out, Pat was saying, take the grass for a fucking walk.
That's right.
Take the lawn for a walk, get some sun, bring it back in there. That's always been a good field. Why use a completely different field that
Dude,
I guess they've been
sense.
preparing for 2 years? Sod father fucked up. Okay.
Yeah. He put a lot of eggs in that basket, and that basket fucking fell. All the eggs broke.
That was. We're lucky we didn't get any injuries.
Dude, Pacheco scored a touchdown, almost blew out his knee in the end zone after he scored. Like, come on, man. Like, what?
I mean, and shout out to Mahomes for playing on a bum ankle and running 37 mile an hour on it.
Yeah,
he was running scared on that one.
Oh yeah, he was. And a little bit gingerly too, of like checking, like somebody gets close, I'm going down. Somebody gets close, I'm going down. And then he kind of got like, he got like 15 yards untouched, and he's like, okay, I'm just going. Like whatever happens, happens at this point. Yeah, it was wild.
But I feel like Jalen. Speaking of quarterback injuries, I feel like Jalen's shoulder held him back a little bit.
I don't know, 304 and well, I mean, I guess one touchdown, but 304.
Yeah, but the touchdown, the first one to AJ Brown was good. Maybe a little underthrown, but it hung in the air long enough that it drew the defender up. It was a perfect ball. Yeah, I'm not going to say nothing about that one. The second one seemed like it kind of died on him. The Devontae Smith deep ball should have been a touchdown. They got a touchdown on that drive anyway. So
he let him a little bit too much. He let him a little bit too much down the field. Yeah. He brings it in just a tad. Yeah.
He brought it. It was just too far behind him. He had to stop. Yeah. Then the deep ball at the end, he slipped. But there was just every time it seemed like he tried to really push it downfield, it seemed like it would just kind of die on him a little bit too quick.
Fair enough, yeah.
And they kind of stuck with the short stuff and let Devontae and AJ Brown kind of run through people. Dallas Goedert made some great catches.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Yeah, you got to give credit to Mahomes and the O-line. Because the O-line, no sacks, and then even when there was pressure, Mahomes was getting out and getting rid of the ball, like, every time. There wasn't a doubt of him not getting rid of that ball. Like, there was maybe 5 or 6 situations, which is, like, credit to the O-line, like, only 5 or 6 situations against that D-line that they, only had where I'm like, ooh, maybe they'll get him, because I had a bet on Hassan Reddick to get a sack, and, we know how that went.
For the most part, after the first drive, Travis Kelce was pretty much a non-factor.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they went down the field, like Eagles go down the field, score. I'm like, okay, here we go. And then Chiefs go down the field and score, and I'm like, okay, here we go. All right,
let's hits him with the stanky leg real quick. Right.
Yeah. It was a great game all around. I did like. The teams kind of played opposite of what we expected. Expected the Chiefs to really sling the ball around the field and the Eagles to run the ball, and it was flip. Everybody's saying that's not a hot take there. I mean, the numbers show it too. 158 versus 115. Average way better, 6.1 versus 3.6. The only touchdowns on the ground came from Jalen Hurts. So, yeah. We got to talk about, like, the ending of the game, man.
Yeah, we do.
It was so disappointing because you touched on the deep ball where he underthrew it, and that kind of just like was icing on top of the shit cake there of like, oh, come on, man.
Yeah,
like he couldn't even get into
Mary. It. Like, come on, sod father,
right.
What the fuck, dude?
But even before that, everybody's talking about the holding, defensive holding that was called, dude. So light, man.
You can't call that,
and didn't even affect it. Didn't even affect
anything. It's the
anything.
Right call. It is the right call, but you can't make that call.
No, and you haven't all game.
You've been letting them play all game, and you let Bradbury in particular get away with at least 2 prior to that.
And there was more egregious calls. There was one that they called. I think they called defensive holding, like maybe a little bit earlier, maybe early third quarter or something like that. They called something. It was either PI or it was defensive holding. But in the replay of the penalty that they called, Juju was like literally getting like tossed around. Like it was like grabbed. Like there was something going on that I'm like, that's even worse than what they called. Like what's going on here? But like there was nothing. There was nothing all game. Like, can't be.
The one that they didn't call, like in the middle of the field, like I think it was the second or third quarter, where he straight pulled Juju's arm.
Yeah,
and they didn't call that one.
Exactly. Oh god,
that one should. If that's the one, get a flag.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
then none of them should have got a flag.
Yep.
Yeah, what makes
And the ball wasn't catchable. Like
Yeah. Like, come on, man. They
maybe
always.
Juju could lay out, but Juju's
No.
not that guy. Like Juju doesn't lay out for catches like that.
If I'm the ref in that situation, I see that, my hand's on the flag, I see how this plays out. If he could have got to the ball, I'm throwing
even
that.
if I throw the flag, I'm picking it back up.
Yeah, like nah.
There is no penalty for defensive holding on there. But then if you throw it in that situation and you saw it, you kind of got to stick to it because there was.
That's kind of where I'm like, let me. Like, it's a big moment. I got to realize, okay, I got under 2 minutes. This is a 3rd and 8. If we call anything here, it's gonna decide the game. Okay, I'm on it. All right. Oh shit. Okay, ball.
Shit now.
20 yards, 20-yard overthrow. Okay, I'm keeping that in my pocket. I'm not getting, raked over the coals for this. But
that's where it was the right call. That's why it's so hard to beat them up for it. And even Bradbury was like, I did hold. I just hope they wouldn't call it.
I mean, what else is he gonna say in that case? But yeah, I'm with him. I mean, it definitely was, but it was, dude. I've seen more egregious calls all year that weren't called than the fucking that one, man. That was so light and had no effect on the play. Juju was not getting that ball.
It was just such a disappointment because you knew the game was over.
Yep. Yeah.
At that point,
right.
you knew the game was over.
Right.
And it was like, wow, this game, 35-35. Bah!
Yeah.
This battle of titans, it's over. Fucking field goal from fucking Butker from 20 yards away is gonna end this game.
Yeah, and then
wow.
it like, I feel like if the Eagles defense was just so dejected at that point that, like, if they were maybe if their heads were in the game a little bit more, like Jerick McKinnon when he breaks that run, because there was dudes that were like, okay, I'm just letting him go. I think
push him out of bounds.
If you're right there with him, push him out of bounds or push his ass into the end zone. Like,
or he ain't expecting you to haul ass like that. Get that fucking ball out of there.
Something. But
Get that fucking ball out of there.
But I mean,
what are we doing?
I can understand the mindset of like, fuck, man. Like, what do we
just let him go?
What is that?
If we tackle him, it's over.
Yeah,
just let him go.
Like, it's so, and you got the emotion of the previous call. There's so much going through your head at that moment that, like, fuck, you're not all there to, like, heads up play, make that, There's, like, we gave 3 good options that could have occurred there that none of them occurred, and none of them were even close to occurring. But, you can't blame him for that.
Or push his ass into the fucking end zone.
That's what I said.
Grab his little ass, fucking tackle his fucking bitch ass into the fucking end zone.
Because there was somebody coming off the side or coming from the inside.
Scoring. I think it was CGJ or whatever his acronym is.
Somebody had him, like, or somebody was close enough that, like, but they pulled up, like, as soon as he got past them. If they keep running with them, there's something that can occur there, like, in a normal,
grab his ass,
in a normal situation, that isn't such high profile, such crazy emotion like that. You're probably, somebody's probably making a play there, but man, there's nothing to do there. Yeah,
I was For a minute there during this game, I was like, wow, good for Juju. And then even after the game, I was like, good for Juju, because he had a great second half. Only 53 yards, but he made some good catches, mostly on 3rd down, took some hits.
Yeah.
And then this goofy doof goes on Twitter and decides to fucking troll James Bradbury with one of the NFL memes fucking holding tweets and fucking... I proceeded to get ganged up on by every single Philadelphia Eagle and several other NFL players.
You already won.
As he should have. This dude's a fucking doof.
Yeah.
Okay.
You won. You don't need to beat down the dude you lost. You lost. And he took credit for what occurred. He said,
That's what makes it so fucking corny, is that Bradbury was like, nah, it was my fault.
Yeah. Now, if he's out there like, I didn't do anything, we should have won it,
And then when they ganged up on Juju, like Gardner Johnson was like, this dude ran, and then Juju's like, I was going to call him, and then fucking put a gif of the dude who punched Gardner Johnson in the face. And then was like, all right, bro, like, if that's how you really felt like all this time, glad you got that off your chest. To fucking AJ Brown. Like, he just sounds like such like a little fucking... like, come on, Juju. Come on, dude.
Yeah, there's no reason for that. I'm with you. You already won. Who cares?
Read the room,
yeah.
dude. Read the room.
Yeah, right. I'm with right.
Unsportsmanlike.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. Stay over there, that shit.
It was definitely, I mean, the questions going around, it was the greatest Super Bowl ever. I think if the ending if the ending wasn't what it was, we could have gotten to that territory. We could have that conversation. The fact that the ending was what it was, you can't have that conversation. For the first 3 quarters and 14, was it? Yeah, 13 and a half minutes. It was in that conversation for sure. But
nobody remembers the Super Bowls that don't have memorable endings. The Patriots-Eagles Super Bowl was a good Super Bowl too. It was 41-33. Nobody puts it in their fucking top 10 Super Bowls. Because it was entertaining, but really the Eagles had that the whole time. Patriots started to make a little comeback, but Brandon Graham quickly put Tom Brady in the dirt, and that ended that surge.
That's what made this one great. Like first half, pretty much Eagles looking great the whole first half. Go down, put that 17-point second quarter together. It's like, okay, things they're what everybody was saying, Eagles got to go up by like 2 scores going in, and they had that. And it's like, okay, Eagles are kind of in the driver's seat here. And then second half, it's like, okay, Chiefs are coming back, and then
Andy Reid,
dude,
give him 30 minutes at halftime to cook up something with Eric Bieniemy.
We don't make that call on 3rd and 8. Chiefs kick the field goal. It's 38-35. Eagles have a minute 45, whatever it is, to go down the field and score. I think either no timeouts or 1 timeout, something like that. But yeah, it's like, okay, everybody, dude, just everybody around the fucking world, dude, just, okay, here we go. All right. Like, dude, just we were robbed of something great that could have occurred, and it hurts.
It's hard to not check out of the Super Bowl like a little bit. It's hard to watch because you're watching coverage for it for 2 weeks. It's a fucking 4-hour affair. The commercials are every fucking 2 minutes. The halftime show's 30 minutes. So sometimes you might zone out. This game had you focused the whole time. Yes. That's why it's such a shame. It's like watching such a good movie, and then the ending's like, well, what the fuck was that?
Right. Yeah, exactly, man. I mean, couldn't have made a better analogy right there. Yeah.
My Super Bowl MVP though is Greg Olsen. That dude was fucking.
He was good.
Awesome.
He was good.
Awesome. Yeah. Those two. I don't know how those two got the Super Bowl because
Fox.
Hello.
Fox.
Is that their best crew? Is that their best crew?
Yeah, that's their number one
those
crew.
Two? Those are 2 biggest names.
Yes.
I'm not dissing them. I'm just saying I had not
out of all the crews,
watched a lot of games on Fox.
Out of all the main crews, they're obviously.
It went from Joe Buck and Troy fucking Aikman to Greg Olsen and the guy I don't even know.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying I'm not trying to sound like a knock. I'm trying to say for those 2 dudes, they were fucking awesome. I want them in all the fucking things.
Yeah, they were good.
And that's damn shame Tom Brady's going to do that to Greg Olsen. He's not doing it. But a $7 million pay cut just because Tom Brady's showing up.
I think it's not this next season. I think it's the season after as when he kicks in. Yeah. So hopefully something opens up for Greg after that.
Yeah, if I'm Greg, I'm trying to get out of that contract. Go to fucking ESPN or CBS or something.
Go to NBC and Collinsworth will retire. Go full-time PFF stuff, and then there you go. You got Greg Olsen and Mike Tirico. I know, I do too. He's growing on me, but I'm just thinking which one makes the most sense. I don't think Troy and Joe are going anywhere. I don't think.
I like them on Monday night.
I don't think Tony and was it Jim Nance? I don't think they're going anywhere. I don't.
Fortunately for Jim, he's stuck with fucking Tony. I think.
So the only thing that makes the most sense, I think, is it's got to be a former player that leaves, and Chris Collinsworth is the one that makes the most sense to me out of all the crews that are there.
Well, is Alan Kirk going to continue to do the Thursday games?
Yeah, but that's such a downgrade for Greg from where he's at. He's calling Super Bowl now. He's doing Thursday night games that can't be flexed.
He went from the main Fox guy to just the Thursday game.
Yeah,
but if you're in there without Michaels,
that's true. That's pretty good. But yeah, I don't know. I think Kirk.
I don't want to knock Kirk Herbstreit out of there though. Yeah, he finally's doing NFL football.
Yeah, and he was doing good too. And they had a good rapport back and forth.
They did. I like that crew. That crew. I hope they continue to do that going forward. Now Michaels, with his non-vegetable eating ass, doesn't retire.
That's right.
What do you think of the halftime show?
I thought it was pretty good. I mean, last year it's hard to compete with because of just all the legends that were out there on there. It's a little surprising to me that she didn't bring anybody out because there was a couple times where I'm trying to get my dog eardrops. My dog's got a fucking ear infection, so I'm like, halftime show. It's a good time to get the eardrops in. And there's a couple times where I'm like, oh, okay, somebody's coming out, and I stop, and I'm like, okay, we're on the next song. Yeah, we're on the next song. All right, get back down. I did watch. I was watching. It was keeping my my attention. I was keeping a good eye on it, but it's not one of the greatest ever. it was entertaining, but you know, it is what it is. There was some strange, provocative dancing going on the whole time. That there was a couple questionable moments where I'm like, did she just? And then just, yeah, okay, she did. All right, that's strange. And did she just? Okay, and then there was talk in the room of like, she's definitely pregnant, right? Yeah, she's gotta be pregnant, right? Gotta be, gotta be. Turns out she is. Yeah. So taking that into consideration as well, that's even. I mean, she's up there dancing around.
Way up there. Yeah. She was way up there.
Yeah. there was one moment where they had like an angle that was kind of like this, like looking down at her a little bit, and you could see it fucking. And I'm like, oh shit!
It was the wind was moving that shit.
Yeah. I'm like, oh,
like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Riri.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. But overall, you know, I give it like 6.5, 7 out of 10, something like that. I give it that.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at
that's kind of where I'm at.
Somewhere landing in the same ballpark. I feel like last year the energy was higher. Overall, I really enjoyed it. I'm not mad she didn't bring out a guest, though I was expecting her to.
Yeah.
She was hinting at it, but the guest was her child that she was with.
Oh. Oof.
It seemed like at parts early in it, she was getting fatigued, but I attribute that to the pregnancy.
And it's been 4 years, right, since she's performed?
Yeah. And that's why I'm also not mad that she just made it a whole Rihanna smash.
Right. I'm with you there.
Because we haven't seen Rihanna. I was just happy to see Rihanna.
Yeah.
That being said, give me more Rihanna songs. She played like 8 features.
True. That's true.
I wanted a different set list. She just played all the chart smashes, which again I can't be mad at. But me as a Rihanna fan, there was a couple in there that I wanted her to sneak Kiss It Better in there. I wanted to sneak some of them dirty toxic songs in there. You know what I'm saying? I'm surprised she didn't do S&M. But overall, it was nice to see Rihanna. I'm happy. Congratulations on the pregnancy, all of that. And hey, I thought it was better than Katy Perry, better than Justin Timberlake, better than Adam Levine.
Yeah.
I have it in my top 10 up there. It was pretty good.
Like I said, I was doing something in the same room, and it made me stop what I was doing to watch. You know? Yeah. So there you go.
The choreography was all very well done. They let the set and the dancers kind of do the show for her because obviously she's pregnant.
Yeah.
And I thought they did a good job of balancing the concert experience for the people in the arena and the viewer experience for us at home.
Yeah.
Because if you think like the weekends, like that had to have been like the most awkward thing to sit through in the stadium.
Oh, right.
For most of the fucking time.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's true.
I thought it was great. I thought it was a well put together show, and look forward to next year's.
Yeah. None of the commercials really stood out to me that much. They were there.
Fucking stop.
They were there. I watched them. Nothing was really like, oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, it was like, man, it is what it is. I'm kind of over Super Bowl commercials anyway.
There was one good one that had like 3 celebrities in it. I already forgot what it was though.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Was it the one with John Travolta?
No, because that one with the 2 Scrubs dudes. No, because that one won't stop fucking playing on YouTube.
Oh, really? I got YouTube Plus or whatever, so I don't get any ads anymore. So I'm lucky. I guess I'm lucky there. I don't have to. But yeah, there was the one that was like the Blue Moon commercial where there was like the Miller and the Coors Light that were fighting each other. Well, then you look it up, or somebody looked it up, and I saw it on Twitter where like Blue Moon is owned by like Coors Miller or whatever. So it's like, oh, you just promoted one of your other products.
You're just promoting everything in one commercial.
Right, yeah. So it's like, oh, okay, it's not as cool anymore. I thought that was like, oh, Blue Moon's like taking some shots here.
I thought that was 3 people coming together as one, like to like unify, like us. We the beers are gonna fucking fuck Bud Light. We're all gonna gang up and fucking
not the case.
Go on Super Bowl.
I'm trying to think if there's any other ones that I like vaguely remember. There was the M&M's one that was like kind of weird because they canceled the M&M's, and then like the red M&M was in the back that had a sign. He had a sign that said "Help." I remember that.
What were the Manyas? What the fuck was that?
The what?
The Manyas.
What the hell was that? I don't even remember that one.
The M&M commercial.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. See, I don't even remember that part. I just remember the red M&M.
It was like salmon flavored, some weird shit.
Yeah, that's weird. There was another commercial that had, I think I'm with you, it had 3 like low tier celebrities, and 2 low tier real person celebrities in it, and then some weird cartoon character that I've like 3D modeled cartoon character. Never seen this dude before in my life. I liked his vibe. I liked it. He was a little green dude. Liked his vibe, liked his voice. I like what he had going on. That one kind of sticks in my head, but I have no idea who that little green dude is, and I'd really like to know who he is.
Liked his vibe, liked his voice.
Yeah.
No idea who the fuck this guy was.
But he was pretty cool. Anything else, man?
Yeah, when the best part of the commercials are like the fucking movie trailers. It's like, Jesus, what are we doing?
Was that the flag?
And then Rihanna fucking. Stay tuned for the Apple Music halftime Super Bowl halftime show.
The whole first half.
And all walking up looking like
little,
fucking
a little thing. yeah.
What do we do?
The big one that was like, with all the players and former players in it was like promoting flag football, I think, right? That was the whole thing that was going on there, and it had like the women's flag football girl running around and stuff like that. It was, I don't know, that one didn't really hit.
Until they topped that NFL 100 commercial where everyone's running around in the fucking ballroom or whatever.
Yes, and people are getting bodied. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The biggest disappointment by far, and I hate to say it, is the FanDuel Kick of Destiny. It went by so fast.
What the fuck was that?
I thought he made it. I didn't even.
He did.
I could have. No, he didn't. He didn't. He didn't.
They edited it.
No, he didn't.
That thing went. Shh. What do you mean? He really didn't make it?
He didn't make it. He did not make it, because you see his reaction. That's what threw me off. I'm like, there's fireworks and people jumping around.
Everyone's celebrating.
He made it. But you see Gronk and Vinatieri. Gronk's on the ground holding his head like, oh no. Like he missed it.
I thought Vinny gave him a high five.
No, he missed it. He missed the fucking kick. Because
Bruh, it went straight and then pulled left so dramatically.
Yes, and it's not fake. Like when you see the fireworks go off, like you gotta watch it. You gotta find it on YouTube. Watch fireworks go back. When the smoke from the fire, like when the fireworks go off, the smoke is immediately like and just going, dude. And there's like an angle that shows the flags too, and the flags are going to the left. Like they did not plan well at all. And
what the fuck?
Additionally to that, their setup was like too good, like their equipment was too good, or it was all a work because dude, it was so cinematic, and they had this goofy ass live thing in the top right corner that I'm like, with that in that first shot that you just showed me, this shit is not live. I refuse to believe it's live.
There's no way it was live.
Apparently it was.
What?
Apparently it was, and I have no idea how it was live.
That goofy ass iCarly live bar in the right hand corner.
Yes.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And 5,
right.
3,
yeah.
2.
And it was so quick, and I thought he made it, and I think 95% of the people who watched that thought he made it, and probably another 80% of that 95 are with me and didn't really even notice that it popped up and said, you still win, where it like clearly pointed out that he missed it, and I'm like, and you can see they had refs at the thing, when you watch it back, they're saying no, like he missed it. So,
but I thought he made it, and
so
they edited it. That he lost,
no,
and it just because it's funnier.
No, it was all live.
Pulled to the left so hard.
Yeah, and that's just how bad the winds were. I'm not even kidding you. Yeah, it was got to be one of the biggest blunders. Like, they spent so much fucking money on this whole thing. One, they're giving out 10 mil. One, they had to pay for the 30-second slot.
On advertising.
Yeah, and then all the advertising and all the shit leading up to it. That's the problem. There's so much hype behind the damn thing that then it shows up, it goes by like that, and then you can't even tell if the dude fucking made it or missed it.
I almost missed it.
I know. Me too.
I was like, oh, that was. And then when it went by, I was like, that was that? That was the whole thing? That was.
Yeah.
The chick from the Cosby Show was fucking in the commercial for 3 weeks. What the fuck are we talking about?
Dude, it was a very strange, like, that whole thing was so fucking weird, and I hope they never do it again, because there's just run a normal fucking ad. Dude, just edit it, make sure he makes it. All right? I don't give a shit.
Man, make Super Bowl commercials good again. That shit was dookie.
Yeah.
That was not good.
No, it was not. Anyway, that wraps up the final game of a exciting, hard to predict season. We ended up tied for the playoffs because you picked the Chiefs, I picked the Eagles. Overall, pretty good records on the year. We went over them last week. You know, they're not changed, just add a game to the playoffs or whatever. But we went above 500 for sure on the playoffs, and then we were both over like I think I was maybe 67% or something like that, and you were like 63% or something on picks.
Yep.
Like
Yeah, I was
somewhere
about to say,
around
I
those
think I was like
numbers.
63.
Both above 60. Both very respectable numbers. Did a good job picking again this year. Yeah, let's go through our predictions at the beginning of the year and see how we did there. I'm curious. Let's go through the divisions. What we got?
Our division winners for the AFC South, we
Yeah.
both picked Bills.
Well, that was right?
Or no, that's not South. That's the East.
That is the East. Yeah.
The AFC East, we both picked Bills. I believe we were correct.
Yep, there we go. Oh, here I can show them. Sorry, I'm like showing them on my screen. Like, yep, yeah, you're right. Doesn't matter. Nobody can see it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I know I was gonna fuck up the thing easier. Yeah, we both picked the Bills for the East. AFC North. Matt Bengals. I picked the Steelers.
Oh, I got it right. Hell yeah. I thought I would have picked the Ravens.
Two. Both picked the Colts for the South.
Well, I got that wrong.
Disappointment in the South. I think overall the South was a disappointment.
Yeah.
Matt picked the Chargers. I was heavy on the Raiders train.
Ooh.
We were both expecting the Chiefs early.
Yeah, yeah. Look at this point differential for the Chiefs, dude. Plus 127.
Right, like what were we thinking?
Oh yeah.
Like,
Gotta remember that for next year.
What were we?
Yeah.
Stop sleeping on the Chiefs.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
We both picked Eagles for the
yeah.
NFC East. You picked Vikings. I picked Packers. You got that correct. We both picked Bucks, I believe.
Oh, hell yeah. Snuck that one in there.
And then we both picked Rams.
Well, it made sense. Made sense at the beginning of the year. You know,
made sense at the beginning of the year. They were coming hot off a Super Bowl victory.
Yeah, fucking hell, got that wrong.
They laid a big fucking fat egg. My Super Bowl prediction was the Bucks defeating the Steelers. Matt's Super Bowl prediction was the Chargers beating the Bucks.
Well, got that wrong. Yeah. At least one of my teams. Well, I guess the Bucks made the playoffs. So at least both of my teams made the playoffs. Did. So there you go. But both got bounced in the first round, but you know, hey.
Tom Brady got bounced right into fucking retirement.
Yeah, fuck. What are you gonna do?
Didn't even get close to sniffing the Super Bowl.
No, he didn't.
None of us saw the 49ers coming.
No, how could you?
We all fucked up on that one.
How could you?
But overall, I think we did pretty good.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think myself in particular started rough on the picks early this year. I think I got myself
so
early
too. I think I was
early.
Yeah, I think I was pretty consistent all year. I mean,
I think you've been pretty good.
But you were. I think you came storming back.
3 or 4 weeks for me were a little bit rough.
Yeah, that's all right. Hey, shit. This, like I said, this unpredictable season, it was hard. I had to stop gambling because I was fucking losing every week. I couldn't win a goddamn bet because it was hard to fucking predict what the hell was going on.
It was a tough season.
Yeah.
Niners went to the championship game with a third-string quarterback.
Yeah, that's wild.
Played their fourth-string quarterback. Almost had to make their fullback play quarterback.
Right.
And their halfback play quarterback.
Yeah.
Wild season. Jalen Hurts took monster steps. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs continued to be the Chiefs. They're now in dynasty territory. They continue to grow upon that? No, because Kenny Pickett and the Steelers are here to fucking make some noise. There's a lot of good teams in the NFL, though, so we got to get better if we want to compete. We got to get better on offense and defense. We got to get better in the trenches. O-line, D-line, baby.
Oh, yeah, man.
I'm looking forward to the season, though. Looking forward to the next season.
Gotta walk. Got like 200 days.
Well, not according to the fucking... We got USFL. You going to watch that?
I will not watch USFL. I will watch probably a little bit of the XFL, but gonna be honest with you, none of that's... And I think... gonna be honest with you, I don't think any of that's gonna last. I'll see if there's some... if reception online is really good, I'll maybe... keep tuning in more, but I've got to be honest with you, my expectations are about as low as they can be, unfortunately.
I have to agree.
But what are you gonna do? You can't look at the Super Bowl we just had. Look at the season we had. Look at some of the games we had in that season.
NFL is king.
You're not gonna have any of those games even close to that in the game. Unfortunately, you're just not. I mean, it's just the level of play. Realistically, what it's got to be is it's got to be good quarterback play. If you got noodle arms out there throwing inaccurate passes left and right, it's just not going to work. I just got to be honest with you, it's not going to work. And realistically, it's going to be hard. That's going to be hard to not have that happen because the 32 best quarterbacks, plus you could probably expand that a little bit more. There's a lot of backups up there, pretty damn fucking good. They're in the NFL, like, and you're picking you're picking scraps, picking bottom of the barrel, trying to get your dudes in there. So it's it's tough for those out, whatever you want to call them, development leagues, other leagues, side leagues, whatever you want to call them. Like it's tough sledding for them, unfortunately.
Hard to watch bad football.
It really is, especially when you have the level of football in the NFL.
Yeah, and when you watch it, but even in the NFL this last year, a lot of bad football.
That's true.
I will say that.
That's true.
As the league has gotten younger, we've seen a lot of bad football. I'd like to see that tightened up.
Yeah, that's kind of why I don't like college either. Like the theatrics. Sorry to cut you off.
I do not watch.
Yeah.
I do not watch college. For
the theatrics.
Very sloppy, basic football. Yeah.
And there's like weird theatrics going on. Dudes pulling up fucking like Baby Grinch and fucking a bowl of ramen noodles and fucking like signs with that shit on it. It's like, dude, what calling the fucking play. Let's get rolling. That's why I can only watch when the college football playoff rolls around, because it's just none of the other games really. I don't know. I can't get into it, man. I can't.
I watch college football when I'm at like a place I'm eating and it's on TV.
Right.
Like I'm at Buffalo Wild Wings, or I'm at a bar and it's right there on TV. I'm eating my chicken wings or whatever.
Like I don't want to watch
at like a family member's house and it's on TV and we're eating and drinking beer or whatever and I'm watching football. Yeah. That's the only time I watch college football. I don't know how people follow college football.
Yeah, it's hard, man.
It seems like just slightly bigger high school kids running around to me.
I don't want to watch the fucking U versus Georgia Tech. Like, I ain't watching that, dude. I ain't watching that.
I'm not.
There ain't nothing in there that's for me, all right? And I know that, and I'll the only time I watched college football this year was the playoff and then the McAfee cast. That was it. Those are the only times I watched football.
McAfee cast, that's the same thing.
Because it's oh, yeah, right, yeah. Yeah, there's like, it's more entertainment on the side if the game becomes bad. Like, the Georgia-Ohio State game was I watched the whole fucking game. I was entertained the entire time. That game was back and forth, top teams battling.
Those are two top teams that have NFL caliber offense.
Exactly.
And NFL caliber coaches.
Yeah.
So,
but like,
that's where the difference
I ain't watching
in those college football teams.
I ain't watching any of that shit.
Yeah, after we wrap this up, I will probably stay locked into the NFL storylines coming.
Of course.
Probably the next couple weeks.
Aaron Rodgers, we gotta watch.
Aaron Rodgers.
Derek Carr.
Yep.
Jimmy G. I guess the whole San Francisco quarterback thing. What are we doing here? Who we starting? It
sounds like Brock Purdy is going to be the guy.
It's got to be.
But if he misses a whole season,
that's the thing.
George Kittle, Fred Warner are coming out speaking on Debo, speaking on his behalf.
Eagles have lost both OC and DC now, so like they got to replace both of those. Just made it to the fucking Super Bowl. Probably bring the whole team back, or 90% of the team, but gotta.
They have a lot of free agents.
2 top 15 picks, I believe, too, Eagles.
They do.
Yeah, or at least 1 top 10 pick, maybe 2 in the top 15. I'm not sure about that, but Calvin Ridley coming just is eligible to file for reinstatement. Would be on the Jaguars if he gets reinstated. I mean, dude, talk about like making strides this past year, and then we're like, here we go, we'll give you like this. Up and coming young wide receiver who made a mistake. Here you go.
Calvin Ridley was a playmaker.
He was pretty fucking good. Yeah, it's pretty fucking good on the Falcons. Here you go. There you go. Put him with Christian Kirk and fucking Zay Jones and get Marvin Jones.
I'm sure they'll bring in more talent. I'm looking forward to these teams that got good, like these young teams that got better as the season went on, like the Jaguars, like us.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to see how they take steps.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I'll
probably switch into basketball mode here in probably 2 months. Or maybe like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I'll probably switch into basketball mode as we get closer to the playing games and things of that nature.
I'll tune into the draft. Won't know anybody in the fucking draft. Probably only watch first round and just see what trickles down after that. There'll be a couple names.
Same.
I'm curious to see like where the QBs go a little bit, because I do know them a little bit. Like outside looking in, there was only a couple years I really knew a bunch of people in the draft, but like Bryce Young will be interesting. CJ Stroud will be interesting. I've never watched that Will Levis kid, but I guarantee he should not be I don't think he should be a top 5 pick, just because like I don't think like his numbers and stuff aren't that impressive. And then like there's a dude from Florida, I think it's like Anthony Richardson. He like played like ass this past season, but people are saying he's like the top, like in the top 4 QBs and could go in the first round. It's like that doesn't make any sense to me at all. And then you got Hendon Hooker from Tennessee, who is like super underdog, but like could be like a next Jalen Hurts type fucking dude. So QBs will be interesting there. I don't know anybody else in fucking draft outside of those, but that's usually how it goes. So we'll see.
I think
what
there'll
happens.
be a lot of activity, like teams trading up and down. I think there will be a lot of that.
Yeah,
But
it'd be
other than
interesting.
that, that's as far as I could speak on the draft. I don't see a lot of the draft covers on these kids until the combine and stuff
Yeah,
starts rolling around, and even then, only the ones that really stick out do I notice.
be interesting to see what the Bears do with the number one because they
Yes.
shouldn't get a QB. So it's like, is it worth taking like probably somebody on defense, right? That's usually like it's QB and then it's like some like stud linebacker or D lineman that's like out there
Yeah.
that like we should know but we don't know just because we don't watch college. So you kind of it's like okay, do they take that dude or do they just trade out, add some assets, and then give up that pick? That'd be interesting to see how that all plays out with them there because I mean there was talk of them taking QB, but dude, I don't know. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? You have Justin Fields.
Yeah, I don't think they will.
You just get him an O line and give him some weapons, and then I bet the dude plays fucking great. But
Yeah.
I mean, he's running all over the goddamn place.
I think there was a report that they're going to roll with Fields, that they're not
Good.
looking into a
I think there was early.
change.
I think it was early on, like kind of once the playoffs just started, it was like, oh, the Bears might get a QB, and there was a lot of debate back and forth. And of course, people trying to get fucking clicks on ESPN. They're like, oh I think that the Bears should move away. Justin Fields isn't an NFL quarterback. They need to go, like okay, yeah, let's take a chance on this fucking rookie coming out of fucking college who did good in Alabama's offense playing against fucking, whoever for 90% of the season, and then actually played like two good opponents. Like, come on, man. You don't know what you're going to get with any of these fucking guys.
No. That's true.
Yeah.
That's because no draft pick's a guarantee.
No.
That's the thing about the draft, but
yeah.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I'm expecting the Bears to probably draft a defensive lineman, linebacker somewhere in there. Or a low lineman, maybe.
Yeah.
The number one pick, I doubt that. They'll probably trade down. But
yeah, this is an interesting draft a little bit because there's a lot of top teams. I don't even know if I can pull up the draft order. Probably not. Well, it's probably on here. I just don't know how to fucking get to it because I can't fucking find shit on it. But there's a lot of good teams that have top picks in the draft. Like Eagles, like I said, they have a bunch. Let's see if I can find the draft order real quick.
I believe we have a 17th.
Yes. I believe that is correct as well. 2023.
Well.
Here we go. Scroll on. Okay, so we got Bears, Texans, Cardinals, Colts, and then you got the Seahawks at 5. It's like, okay,
that's good.
Yeah, they made some strides.
Doubling down with Geno, I believe.
Right, and then you got the Lions at 6, and it's like, okay, Lions made strides last year, almost made the playoffs. Realistically, if oh my god, I almost threw up. If the Seahawks, the Seahawks didn't win, then the Lions are in the playoffs. Got Raiders at 7, Falcons at 8, Panthers at 9. Then you get the Eagles at 10.
Yeah.
Like, there you go. All right. You got Texans, Jets, Patriots. So now we're kind of in like we're outside top 15 now. So the Eagles only have one, and so they have a top 10 pick. So I thought they had more than that, but they just have one. But there's a couple of in the top 10. There's a couple teams that are like, hey, okay, they can make some strides here. Like, it's interesting setup. And then there's a lot
free agency as well.
I was gonna say there's a lot of free agency that you would kind of think is gonna get figured out before the draft because there's like Rodgers specifically, probably the biggest storyline or whatever he's gonna do. If they're gonna trade him, you would think they would do it before the draft so they can get capital for the draft.
Yeah.
So it's like we're closing in on that timeline here. Like decisions that need to get made. So it'll be interesting couple weeks, and then I'm sure as it usually goes, be April time she'll die off a little bit, and then as we get into those summer months, around July, August, stuff starts heating back up again. We start people start coming back.
TAs, combines, things start rolling, training camps, things start rolling right into another. Next thing you know, it's preseason, regular season. Football talk season 3 is right back on you, and it's like we never left.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's February. There you go. So there you go. Oh man. All right, that's all. I don't know. I think I hit every topic that I had in my head that was NFL related. I don't think I have anything else. I think I drained the well.
Yeah, I think in terms of this season, I don't know if I have anything else to say. We've hit all the I said Juju was a doof. I definitely wanted to touch on that.
Yeah.
That was big for me. That was important.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
The New Heights podcast
that?
has with Travis and Jason Kelsey.
I didn't realize
It's a great podcast. The latest episode where they kind of go through the Super Bowl. That was awesome.
Okay.
It was a great episode. Check that out for sure.
Yeah.
Continue to watch McAfee Show, obviously, because it's the only sports show that seems to be tolerable.
10-day hiatus now. So.
Or they typically take a break after the Super Bowl.
Yeah, just started.
That would happen.
Just started. Today was the last show for like 10 days. They said so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I figured they take.
Or not today. Yeah, yesterday was the last. Sorry, I'm always
going in a darkness retreat.
I'm always a day behind, so I'm like, I was just watching Tuesday stuff today, and so I'm like, today's the last one. No, it was yesterday, but yeah.
If I used to go back and watch some of the old, but if I either catch it the day of or a clip the next morning, or it's a wrap. I do that with see that one.
I do it with the Friday one sometimes. Because I have an hour drive to fucking work. I can get through pretty much the entire episode on my drive, to and from. So I just play a little bit at lunch while I'm at work, and then I got to play a little bit when I'm at home. So I get the whole fucking show. So, yeah. But the Friday one, it's like, I watch Fridays on Saturday. That shit ain't happening. Sometimes it will if I got a lot to do, if I'm cleaning or whatever, and there's nothing else to put on. I'm like, all right, throw that on. We'll listen to the whole thing. But most of the time, it's like, okay, let's see what snippets they got. All right, we'll watch all these
the snippets. Yeah, most of the times I'll live off the snippets.
Yeah,
or the week that was.
The only thing
I'll live off that one.
Yeah, so the snippets plus the week that was, you pretty much cover the important interviews and the important storylines that are talking about, and then the week that was, you get all the inside joke type shit that's going on, so you're up to date when those come up, and you watch a full show later, and you're not like, who the fuck is Jimmy the alligator? You're like, oh, okay, I know who that is now because I watched the week that was.
Dude? Why is he kissing the pickleball?
Right, exactly, yeah. Exactly. So there's
supposed to do that apology video, and then I'm playing pickleball.
Yeah, right. Yeah. See, so there you go. They cut it perfectly. That you're in tune. You get all the best parts
Absolutely.
You need to get. So good on
them.
And
as far as promoting for this show, we have nothing that funny. But at some point we will.
Yeah.
At some point we will.
We upped the production value. Up the production value this year. That's
we
good.
We will again next year. We will up it. Also, look forward to the resumption of the Trey Smith Perspective. That podcast will continue. That will come back out weekly, starting next week, if not the week after.
Oh shit!
We're gonna start bringing the TSP back. I'm looking to get Matt on there as well.
Oh shit!
Been saying that for I think 40 episodes. I've been saying bringing people on since I've had one episode with someone on it. I think it was Joey on episode 9.
It was you, Joey or Ben?
Ben never got on there.
It's Joey then.
I still haven't gotten Ben on there. Joey was on 1.
Doesn't even live.
Supposed to be on 2.
Doesn't even live on this coast anymore.
No, I don't even know where the fuck Joey lives. You know what's fucked up? I was looking through my phone messages, and I was and I saw a message from Joey from January 20th.
Oh.
And it said something about hey, catching up on the podcast, ask me a question.
Yeah.
Don't know how I missed this message.
Oh, damn.
Weeks later, I've just seen I had it. I don't even feel it's appropriate to respond. I don't know how to respond at this point. Joey just thinks I hate him, I think, at this point.
Just respond.
And I don't know what to do.
Don't even reference the fact that you missed the text for almost a month at this point.
Just respond.
Just respond to the question. Yeah, just be and then see what his response is after that. And just because if he's geez, thanks for getting back to me, and then you can be like, sorry,
No, it was January 2nd.
Even better.
What's up, dude? Did you ever find your keys? I'm catching up on the TSP podcast at work since I'm alone more often here, and I'm on this episode. Need to know if you ever found them. Over a month ago.
I found them. No, you should be like, I actually just found them. I was waiting until I found them to respond to you. I finally fucking found them. But Jesus Christ, I
felt it wasn't appropriate to respond until I did a thorough search.
It's been hell. It's been hell trying to find these keys. You wouldn't believe where they were.
They were where my phone was. This is why I missed your text message.
Yeah, there you go.
Jesus Christ.
You could make this into a funny thing easily. You get a good pop.
Anyway. Shout out to the 6 of you that's wishful thinking, that have watched this program all the way through this
6.
season.
Holy shit.
In scattered bunches. Obviously not all on one episode. That'd be like a fucking record breaker. Me and Matt know we're doing this for ourselves.
I think I refreshed the page 6 times on accident at one time.
That's half the fun. Okay, me and Matt would not do this for 24 episodes a week if we didn't have some enjoyment in it.
That's
we like
right.
hanging out with each other. We like talking to each other about football.
Gluttons for pain.
So, yeah, I mean, there's no damage in the self-esteem.
I don't even look at them.
No, me neither. You can't.
You
Sometimes I look at the ones for my podcast, like the audio versions, and I'm like, oh,
there you go.
thanks.
I'm not gonna look at the video, but I'll look at the
audio.
audio.
I think I just hit like 500 and some downloads for my audio version of my podcast.
Look at you.
I wouldn't have known that. I clicked it. I was like, oh, be it. I have 50 some episodes out. That's only like roughly 10 people an episode.
Hey, you got
but it's
somewhere.
not the important. That's not important.
That's right. It's not. That's what they say. It's not important.
The important thing is the enjoyment you get from doing it. But anyway,
blink twice.
Like, subscribe, all that. Blink twice. Matt, if you've got anything else to add on this final episode of Football Talk.
I think we're just rambling. I don't know how the hell we got this fucking thing to 50 minutes. But we
haven't
did.
talked football in 10 minutes.
Yep. We got it there.
In a way, this was our best episode. We saved it for the last.
Sure.
And again, hope to see you guys. Steve. Matt.
I mean, just to name all of them.
Malik, maybe Brian from Coons. Hoping to see you. And bring some friends next year. Grandma, Donna. Bring some friends next year.
Maybe watch the episode twice next year. All right.
Yeah, maybe. You know what? Be a real fucking friend. Watch it twice.
That's right. There's gonna be something you missed. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Easter eggs. That's what we're going heavy on next year.
That's right. We're going to figure out next year what that dark figure is behind Trey.
It's Kevin Feige, this bitch, next year. Phase 3 football talk coming at you.
That's right. That's right.
Bye, guys. Have a good one.
All right. Yeah, we'll see it. You should you should subscribe, you should hit the bell. I don't know if we said that or not, but you should do that as well.
I said promotional jargon.
Okay. I missed it. I was
That's okay. That's okay.
Okay. We'll see you guys next year. This is a hell of an episode.